It is just stunning outside, to be clear. It's wonderful out. This is why we live in California here. It's like 62 degrees in mid-February. It's beautiful. Right now we're on our way to P-Car. We're going to be heading out and they have a big event right now with one of the appraisers that's known really well in the area, SAC appraiser Ryan Lundquist. That being said, he's known because he does a good job at market updates and kind of how to use things like the MLS for realtors, just overall, you know, making sure he's doing a good job educating as opposed to just doing nothing. So we're gonna be there, we gotta work doing it, but should be a good event and we'll see a lot of people.
Today, what are you going to do to lean into this market? My presentation today is leaning into the housing market, okay? And what are you going to do to lean into life, all right? We don't want to put our life on hold just because volume has been down. How do we thrive in our personal lives this year? I think that's probably the more important question than whatever happens in the market or business, all right?
All right, so a little breakdown for this week. I've had a lot of clients reach out actually about refinances. Now, what's happening in the market is we've stayed pretty consistent. So a lot of times, a lot of people wanted refis a couple weeks ago or a month ago. Basically, I have a video on this and I'll link it. But when you refi, usually what you're looking for is around, like, there has to be a certain number you want, right? So if you're currently paying $4,500, realistically it doesn't make sense to refi if you save down to $4,400, because even with a lower rate, you're paying a higher balance. But realistically, at least 1 to 2% in savings. So you're probably, if you have $4,500 a month in a mortgage payment, you realistically probably want to save about $400 to $450 a month, which usually would be about 1% lower. Not always, that's going to go up and down, but I'm talking to a lot of clients right now about what it looks like when you refi. There's a couple things that you need to keep in mind. First off, when you refi, technically the way a mortgage works is you don't front load the payment, you do the payment in reverse or after. So when you're paying rent, you're actually paying the month ahead of time. So like right now it's February. So on February 1st, I paid my rent for the month of February. And then March 1st, I paid my rent for the month of March, right? So in a mortgage, it's the opposite. So you live in the house all of February, and then March 1st, I pay my February monthly payment, which is how the interest accrues. When you do refinance, because of how that works, if we started a refinance today, February 20th, and we close March 15th, part of that closing is actually your March payment, and then you don't pay an April mortgage payment until May. So you have a month and a half then. If you schedule the refinance right, you're not just saving the $100 or $200 or $400 monthly, you're also not paying a mortgage payment of $4,500. So it's gonna keep another, you know, however much in your pocket, depending on where your mortgage payment sits. So really understanding when you're looking at a refinance, doing the basic math on it of how much will it be saving monthly, what's my minimum that I wanna save monthly, how much am I wrapping into the loan, anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 in refinance costs, like for the lender fees, the title fees, the escrow fees, things like that. And then you have your impound accounts if you pay your taxes and insurance through the impound account. So it really just depends on the situation. But if you're wrapping that in, so you have $3,500 in costs and then maybe you another $3,000 to $5,000 in impound accounts. So your total loan amount's going up maybe 10 grand to do the actual refinance. But if the rate drops a full percent, you may still be saving $400 a month or $300 a month. So, and then you're also saving your monthly mortgage payment, because they do pay the monthly mortgage payment of that current month. They prepay it when you close. So you have, you know, if you close middle of March, you're not paying till May. If you close March 2nd or March 3rd, you can actually wrap in your current mortgage payment plus the end of March mortgage payment. So you're technically, you can kind of skip 2 months the way, depending on the way you set it up. So there is a lot of interesting ways you can do it. It just depends on the situation. If you really need to open up a couple months worth of financing, it could make sense, even if you're not getting much lower of a rate, of basically being able to skip a mortgage payment or 2 mortgage payments, depending on kind of where you're sitting with finances. And if you can save even $100 to $150 a month, it might make sense depending on situation. Everybody's in a different financial situation, and sometimes it makes more sense to be able to put that money towards other debts or things that you need, just to make it, you know, kind of give you a break there. Hey. Let's go. Hey, Sam. I
don't want any more film of me ever again.
Ever again?
Ryan just took a video of me.
Doing what?
I was not happy with it. Actually, I was happy with it. She was not happy with it.